So, with my chat to Elaine and Darren last week about property prices going up, quite a few people have reached out to me to ask, can one still get cheap properties in Portugal? Can you still get a bargain, or should they start looking at Bulgaria or Romania or another country? So I thought I'll have a look and see what is out there. So I went to look on some of my favorite property sites. In looking at property on these different sites, I realized that I was extremely lucky when I spotted my 2.5 hectare farm for 17,500 euros. I'm not going to get that price again, and I was definitely blessed. So the first one I looked at was this one by L&R Portugal Real Estate, and this one has a stone house to renovate, and this is going for 49,999. You may as well just say 50,000. It's not that big for the price that you pay, and the stone house, I'm not too sure if it was a house, but I will be giving all the links to the property that I look at in this video in the description below. So yeah, this has got a ruin that you can recover if that is what you are looking at. And this is the thing, I'm thinking back in June, this property would probably have been selling for less than the 50,000 that they're wanting now. But before you start looking at properties, you really need to be sure in your mind what you are looking for. Are you going to want to have a move-in ready house? Are you prepared to rebuild a ruin? Are you going to just want a piece of land and you're going to park a camper van there? What exactly is it you are looking for? And you have to have that clear in your mind before you go out and start looking at properties.
Hello, I'm in São Domingos. São Domingos stay half a distance to Sarzedas and Castelo Branco. It's a small village, maybe 20-25 houses, and I have a house with a garden for sale here for present you.
So this house offered by Joao Real Estate is really a very, very tiny house. And it's, yeah. If you see inside it now, you'll see that it's not really a house because there's no rooms. It's just basically a big open space. It's got a new roof, but it's got no insulation. So you would have to spend quite a bit of money on it. But if you are looking for just a house with no land and something that you want to work on and fix up and create a small home, then at 10,900 euros, this might be what you are looking for. So if I go to one of my other favorite sites, which is the Era property site, and there's one over here I can see for 15,000 euros. This property is about 1.5 acres, so it's not massively big, and it is fenced, and it's got a well, and for some reason I have Google Translate to translate pages that are open, and this one says that the well comes with a daughter-in-law. So yeah, it's a bit of a bonus. You get a daughter-in-law with that one. And you can see it's fenced. It's got a big gate in front of it. But yeah, 15,000. It does not have a move-in ready house. They're not actually. I think they didn't really have maybe the keys to get into the property to show you around, because they've just filmed this property through looking over the fence. But I would say in June, this would definitely have been cheaper than 15,000 euros. And just know you can always negotiate as well. But I think the days of getting a 4,000 euro piece of land might be over. So if I go onto the Remax site, you can see here is a piece of land for 10,575 euros. This one is about 2 acres, and when I looked at the pictures, I mean, I don't know. As I say, it depends on what you are looking for, but this was not something that necessarily captured my heart. It does look a little bit overgrown, but I don't know. Somebody might look and see potential there. I don't look there and see much potential for me and for what I want. But once again, it depends on what are you looking for. But looking on the Remax website, they have lots of different properties. Some of them are a lot more expensive than others. But yeah, if you're wanting to get a move-in ready house, you are going to have to pay top dollar for that. But in saying that, you know what? The property in Portugal is not as cheap as it used to be, but it is still cheaper than elsewhere in Europe. And I suppose you've got to put it into perspective. And yeah, see what it is you are wanting to buy. But I mean, the thing is, you will know when you see it if that is the property for you, because it will capture your heart. So this next property is about an acre or more, bigger than my property, and it is going for 17,000 euros. So this is more or less on the same sort of scale as similar size and similar price to what I paid. The difference is that my property had a cottage that was on urban land and had habitation license, and a ruin next to that to recover. And this, I think, is just a piece of land next to a road. This next one is on the Green Acres website, and it is just over a hectare, and it's going for 23,500, and it's got a decent enough ruin to recover. Obviously, you're going to pile in lots of money to get that fixed and up to standard. But I don't know, for me, I look at that and I can at least see some potential. And if I look at the photos of the land, it does have a well, and yeah, it looks like, compared to some of the other properties that they're advertising for, I've seen some advertised in the 40,000s, and it's very overgrown. There's like a whole lot of olive trees. That's basically all that's going for it. No building, nothing. So this one, I think, it's got quite a few little outbuildings as well. This one isn't bad at all. And for that price, and looking at what some of the others are going for, I think, yeah, this could be interesting. It's got more than one well, and definitely lots of buildings to keep you busy recovering and renovating. And yeah, a lot of olives. That's quite a nice one, actually. This next one is on the Era site again. This is 27,500 euros, and you are on a corner piece of land. You are literally getting that little stone shed and 300 square meters of land. I mean, that's nothing. I think that is overpriced for what you are getting. This one for 50,000. I don't know about this either. I don't know. I definitely think some of them are now quite overpriced. And but there are still bargains around, because I'm going to show you a property that if I hadn't bought mine, I would have been very interested in buying the next one I'm going to show you, because for me it's got character, and it's something that I could fall in love with quite easily. So have a look at this one. This one is 22,500 euros. It's on roughly 1 hectare. It's got a granite building that you can recover. And you can easily turn this into like a little tiny house for yourself, because it's obviously older than 1951. But look at this, it's like built into the boulders, and it's got this giant boulder as part of the wall. So of course, that's what sells it to me. I would buy this just because of the boulder sticking on the side of the wall. But the actual property itself is quite nice as well. As I said, it's just over a hectare. So for me, compared to some of those other ones that we looked at, this would be a far better buy. It's got a nice well, and it's got like a little forested area, different terraces. I don't know. I think this one has got a lot of character. And for me, 22,500, much better than those other ones we saw that cost more money, smaller, with no character. So of course, once you get to Portugal and you start talking to some of the locals and people who've been living there for quite a while, you might come across some private deals, and with private ones you can negotiate a little more. So I'm going to show you Joao's properties. He's selling 2 farms. They are both roughly about half a hectare each, and the one he's selling for 20,000 euros, the other one he's selling for 18,000 euros. And you know, he said to tell you that his prices are negotiable. And I met Joao because he's the guy that I get my brita, my gravel, and sand. So he supplies the sand and the stones and gravel. And his two farms he's selling are in the I've forgotten the name now. Oh my goodness. So the Pedroga, San Pedro de Pedroga, or something like it. I can't remember. But yeah, so you could always contact someone privately and do a private deal. So yeah, prices have gone up. You can still get bargains, and hopefully I'll see you in Portugal. So stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you on my next video.